Here on Rally Check Radio, it's Real Talk with Rodney Hyde. Oh, we've got a. How often has it been that you have said, "Ah, I wish New Zealand had Elon Musk and Doge"? Well, we do. It's
Mm,
a sort of Kiwi version. It's David Baker. He's rapid QS, rapid quantity surveyors. He's
yep.
beaming in from the UK where he's expanding his business. David, good morning.
Thanks, man. Good evening. Good morning
Oh,
to you.
because you're there,
Evening to
right?
me.
Well,
I just want to let you know, Rodney, I do actually have an English tea set up at the moment. So,
ah, look
yeah,
at that. And
yeah.
I read your story,
Yep.
and you are like a mini version Elon Musk, right?
I'm doing my best, man. It's pretty easy marketing, man. It's pretty easy at the moment to pick holes in this shit. So, I feel like I don't have to try that hard. And the funny thing about social media is, I can put my opinion out there, and it might not relate to everyone, but the common trend is yeah, we are getting absolutely fleeced across the board on the cost of everything. You'll get 1 in 20 people that are like, nah, you're miles off, you got no clue. But I just go by the common denominator, eh? So if
Well,
90%
let's
of
walk
people are
through
saying,
that. First
yeah,
of all, you started off in construction working on the tools.
yeah, did my apprenticeship, did that down in Palmerston North, Wanganui. And then went into business when I was 24, was building heaps of precast panels for Dominion constructors in Queenstown. And then I moved into Wanaka, did some group home building stuff for micro commercial, and then went back to the residential sector. Just, you know, got really good at pricing small jobs, $4,000 maintenance jobs, trying to make 50% margin. Um, did that for about 6, 7 years, got Baker's builds up to, 2 to 3 million in revenue a year, 6 to 8 guys. And then, yeah, COVID was a bit of a transition, obviously, kind of got business taken away from us there. And I used COVID time to transition into Rapid QS. And then when I saw the potential on, a couple of videos getting 500,000 views, you get a lot of business that way. So yeah, came from the tools,
So,
came from the trenches. Yeah.
what's a quantity surveyor?
Quantity surveyor is someone that will help a builder break out all the quantities of a project, from your preliminaries in general, how many times the vehicle is going to be going to site every day, how many labor hours are involved in a project, how many linear meters of decking you need, how many square meters of insulation you need, how many points a plumber's going to be charging you to disconnect a bathroom and refit off a bathroom. Essentially giving the builder all the costs related to the project that they're trying to complete. So we try and simplify the process and just put it into a very, very simple Excel spreadsheet. I've just made a bit of a sheet that worked for me in my business, and I thought, if it works for me, I'm not the smartest sharpest tool in the shed, but if it worked for me, I thought it would work for another builder. So yeah, just
Here you go.
started
So,
promoting us
so,
to.
so let's say I'm building a house, which we can all understand that. And
Yep,
I've got the plans from an architect, and
yep,
here's my plans.
yep.
And then I contact my builder, and the builder looks at the plans and he looks at the site, and he's got then two problems. What do I need to build this, and how long is it going to take?
Yeah, mate.
And
Absolutely.
that's what you do.
That's what we do. So builders come to us, they've got, a couple of problems. Time, they don't have the time to price the job because they're running the day-to-days of their business. The knowledge, they don't know how to price because a part of, the BCITO training in New Zealand, you don't get taught how to price. And then there's the business and the sales side. They don't teach you anything about sales. They don't teach you anything about deposits and contracts. So we try and help builders with that process. We just believe, I was never the best builder when I was doing my apprenticeship, but I was always good at organizing stuff, doing the sales, sorting out the health and safety, liaising with subbies, and just general the site guy. So yeah, I found my niche, found my pillar of where I wanted to excel, and that's what I've done.
So I'm a builder. I go to you. Here's the
Yeah,
plans. I want to
yeah.
price this job. What do you do for me?
Oh, it's not that easy, Rodney. Firstly, I'll get a coffee and sit down and talk to you about it. Now, you send me the plans and I'll come back and ask you a few questions. Hey, mate, when do you need this back by? Do you know if the client's have they openly said they're going to get more quotes? I like to try and get the builders to get a buyer's commitment fee off a client to pay us instead of them paying us. I'll ask them what their hourly rates are. What do they charge their boys out at? What margins do they put on materials? How much their plumber charges them per point? So there's always a few questions or a phone call. I'm actually dealing with quite a curly problem for a very good client in Tauranga at the moment, and it's not all smooth sailing. This job we need to sit around 1.5, and our sheets sort of sitting around 1.1 million at the moment. So today I've been pretty stressed, but I've been going through all the Carter's material receipts, trying to find out if we've been undercharging or overcharging, increasing the labor hours from 2,800 to 3,500. Going through, double checking the plans, checking the existing floor plan versus the proposed, make sure we've allowed for everything. Thinking anything that I could be missing within an internal renovation is, yeah. So there's a lot that goes into it, but we've tried to hire really good guys who are ex-builders or ex-business owners, and we just get it. Common sense trumps
And the
all.
business is Rapid QS.
Rapid QS. So
There you go.
we mainly just like to work for builders, and architects and designers. We don't like to do too much client work. We really see ourselves as an ally to the builder. We really want to partner with the builders,
Mm.
but we will work for homeowners in general. Jack and Jill
Because
down the road.
because if you're working for the same builder and you actually got a lot of those questions you already know.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Extraordinary because what I notice about building these days, I'm a bit older than I look, right? But when I was a kid, a builder would turn up to a quarter acre section, start laying a foundation,
Yeah,
not leave that site with a couple of men, and then hand you the key to the front door.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Turnkey projects.
Now
Mm.
I watch them build here. I'm down in Queenstown. I watch them build
Oh,
here on these big sites. One couple of guys come in and they're doing the feats down the street. Another guy's doing the roof, and there's just
wild.
an array of people coming in. The
Yeah,
coordination task is
yeah,
massive to get the right people there at the right time, to get everything ready for them for when they arrive, to
yeah,
have the material there for them, to have it in the
yeah.
right
It's great.
sequence, and then you're paying for all the running around.
Yeah, it's now builders are really just project managers, and it's a lot of sub trades. And I'm not going to comment negatively on that. That's just
No,
the
no,
way the
no.
world's
It's
going.
of course it's more efficient. Otherwise, it wouldn't be done that way. And of course,
Yeah,
there's legal
exactly.
liabilities, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I personally think, I mean, we're all getting less and less practical nowadays, aren't we? But
Yeah.
a builder 15 years ago would run absolute circles around a builder nowadays. You know, bugger all
The
builders in Auckland can hang a door because there's a specific company that comes in and just hangs doors. So. Yeah. Anyway, it's an interesting market, but the industry is picking up. It's getting a lot better. Last year was tough for a lot of builders, but every time we see the OCR drop or rates drop, we notice an influx of jobs coming in. So
good for
I think it
you.
was last November.
Good,
Yeah.
good for you. And here you are with
Yeah.
your business in New Zealand, and you're in London drumming up more business.
Well, we're marketing pretty heavy in Aussie as well, Rodney. We've been in Australia for 18 months as well. So in New Zealand, we probably deliver 80 to 100 QS reports a month. Australia, we probably deliver 60 to 80. And the UK, we've successfully delivered two. So
Yeah,
yeah.
but you're doing. So, where did your entrepreneurial flair come from? Where was it that you weren't just happy working for someone, that you needed your business? When you get your business, it's not good enough
Mm.
that you just have a business. You want to be through New Zealand. It's not good enough that you're through New Zealand. You want to be in Australia, and then you want to be in the UK. It's an extraordinary thing in your head. Where did that come from?
Yeah. Definitely my grandfather Rodney, he had a huge impact on me. He recently passed away last
Oh,
month.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to
And
hear that.
yeah, had a huge impact on my life. Civil engineer, 1,000 staff at his peak across Dubai, Jakarta, all over Asia. And yeah, he's an animal. And I said a couple of weeks before he passed away, I said I'll try and get to 100 staff. I'll try and get a tenth of what you achieved. So no, I just love it, man. Like I feel very fortunate that I can do what I can do. It's definitely stressful. It's not all glamour and just drinking
Because
coffee and chilling out.
it's an odd thing about business, and like it never occurred to me to go into business ever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I notice that the people that go into business typically come from a family of people in business.
Yeah, definitely right. Because I have a twin brother, Rodney, and he plays the safe advocate. He doesn't. He's in business now. I pretty much forced him into it, but but he's just a safe player, you know. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think don't know, it's not for everyone, but I like the challenge, you know.
So now we're into the Doge bit. You've
Let's go,
been
Doge.
looking into, I can't pronounce it, Kainga Aura.
Playing Aura,
What is it?
playing Aura.
Kainga
Yeah,
Aura. It used to be Housing New Zealand, right?
yeah.
And
Strange people working there and a strange name.
strange people in Australia. I hear they've got
Yeah,
very good on the diversity.
yeah. I don't look into too much of the political stuff, Rodney. If you
Yeah.
ask me anything around the political side, I wouldn't be able to give you an answer. But I'm a straight shooter, straight up and down, man. Like
Tell us what you
spade's a
found.
spade. Yeah, it's interesting. It was my twin brother who said I think you should reprice the Takapuna stairs, which got built last September, and they were $250,000 for four little concrete stairs. And I thought, nah, man, something's fishy here. So I broke that down and repriced it, and I said, hey, this shouldn't cost any more than 10,000 per stair. Broke down the labor components.
Hang
I
on,
built a
hang
lot
on,
of
hang on, hang on.
hmm,
Just say they were $250,000.
for four steps, and I'd broken them down to roughly around about ten to $12,000 per step.
So 48,000.
Yeah, I think my media post that I posted was why spend 250 when you could spend 50. I think that was my claim.
Oh my
And
dear.
my thing is, Rodney, is I just want to I'd love to be able to build a big enough channel and put that much pressure on them when they can just say, where I just want to say, come and prove me wrong. Like show me the physical costs. Because if I'm a residential builder with a QS background with my own business, I've seen heaps of costs. When I had Baker's Builds, I was doing my average job value was 25 grand. So we were doing 4 to 8 a fortnight. I've priced a shitload of work, Rodney. I've priced 5,000 jobs in my time. Easy. So I know the cost of stuff. And when I see a cost that's a blowout, I know it's been inflated. So
So you
I
put this
I
up
just
on, sorry, you
yep,
got this
carry on.
50,000 versus 250,000. It's not out by 50%.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah. It's
out by
wild.
500%. It's
But
five,
this is
five.
where it gets better, Rodney. This is where it gets better. I had a guy reach out to me on TikTok and said, "Hey David, I was a laborer on this project and I can confirm." He called me. I didn't record the phone call. He called me and said I was on site for no longer than 3 days per step, which is exactly what I had estimated. 1 day to prep, 1 day to box, 1 day to dismantle, strip, and clean up. And he said your labor allowance was absolutely bang on. My material allowance is absolutely bang on. I used to build precast panels for Dominion. I know all the steel, all the lifters, all the amount of concrete that goes into these things. So the cost blowouts are red tape, oversight and project management, margin upon margin upon margin, and design and consulting fees. That's where it is. I've done another video where the average paperwork to build a house in New Zealand is like $23,000 to $40,000. A house I recently built a house for 320,000. So look at the percentage in paperwork there and
How
project
do
management.
how do listeners find your social media to follow
They
this?
can type in David Baker online on Instagram. They can follow me at David Baker NZ on X, or they can type in Rapid QS across the board. But what we're trying to do, Rodney, at the moment, our next big launch is our big marketing ploy is we want to promote to 10,000 Kiwis. We want to get 10,000 Kiwis to sign up to a $25 a month subscription. They get a free Make Councils Accountable hat again. You grab it for me. But what we want to
Oh,
do is we
you
want to do.
are you are mega.
I am mega, but we want to do what we want to do is we want to do transparent spending. So if you signed up to me, Rodney, you can see where all of our expenses are going. You can lodge a claim that you're not happy with, and we're going to have AI agents working across the board.
Make quantity surveying great again. A beautiful red
And we've
cap.
got another hat with Make Councils Accountable again, which we're selling online, which is funny.
Great.
So what we want to do is we want to be the devil's advocate for transparent spending, and we want to keep showcasing if you had a claim that you weren't happy with, because we get thousands of comments a month across Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Hey, can you look into this? Hey, can you look into this? Hey, you should fight this claim. And I don't have the time to do them all because I'm trying to grow an international company, personal brand, and do this on the side. So we want to
Tell
create a bit of
me
a platform.
these steps. Yeah, we're going to get there. We're going to go. I'm going to sign up. Tell me, you got that? You got that steps
Yep.
50,000 compared to 250,000.
Yep.
Who paid the 250,000?
Would have been the Auckland taxpayer, the Auckland ratepayer, Auckland Council. The job
So
went
did
through Auckland Council.
anyone from the council say, "Whoa,
No, 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 no. And this is where it gets better, Rodney. So I tag individual councils in our Instagram post, which we have a social media following of 20,000 in New Zealand. So whenever I do a post on Auckland Council, I tag Auckland Council and I tag the mayor and I'll tag whoever was the project manager on that. And I haven't heard boo from anyone.
you're
And all
joking"?
I ask very politely, please come and prove me wrong. I'm a nobody. I'm a small fish in a very big pond, but I'm talking a lot of shit. Come and shut me up. Come and prove me wrong. Come and show me your numbers. That's all I want to see.
Well, of all the people that would be up for that would be Wayne Brown, and you didn't hear back
Mm,
from him. How
nothing.
disappointing.
I tagged him the other day. I tagged him in a post the other day and said how I can't remember what it was. It was a post the other day, and I got a poll of because I always do a poll for the people. And at the moment, we're calling out Darren Toy at Kaingaora, and I'm sending him an email every day. Hey man, come and justify how you build a container home for $22,000 a square meter. I'm a small fish in a big pond, and I'm
22,000 a square meter.
$630,000 for a container home, and an average one bedroom container home was around about 30 square meters. Now I don't know all the facts. I've done the Lajima request. I'll wait for the cost to come back, but that's what I've found online so far. So I'm just saying, come and prove me wrong. Show me your books, and I'll put you on a podcast, and you can humiliate me on live on a podcast. I'm
And
up
they
for it.
won't and they won't do it.
I haven't heard boo from anyone, but I just know if we keep doing what we're doing, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, eventually we'll get something, you know.
I
And it's
can't
good
te-
marketing for our business too, so it's good.
I can't tell you how much I love this.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of support. It's cool. It's cool.
Any other housing New Zealand ones?
Heaps. Job up in Northland. Apparently they had billed 50 million in consulting fees and land purchases. And I ran the numbers on how much it costs consulting pack per house, 21,000, times that by 50. And then I put the average cost of land in Ruakaka, anywhere between 350 and $450,000, times that by the number. I don't have the stats in front of me, sorry. And I think our numbers had come in at around about 28 million bucks. And I just said, where's the remainder 22 million going? Haven't heard anything back from that. Yeah, I've done heaps of breakdowns. Done a breakdown on the Department of Conservation, $500,000 to get rid of one stoat on an island down in the Fiordlands. I put a cost in, very wild cost of 250,000, but I did a line by line item breakdown. Yeah, it's just fun. It's good work. So people send a claim, and if we have enough time and resource to break it down, I'll break it down and put it on social media.
It's amazing because last night I watched the Sean Hannity interview of Elon
Yeah.
Musk and Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And he was getting his Air Force One plane. Boeing were building him a new plane.
yeah.
And it was priced at, I can't remember, was it 4.7 or 5.7 billion?
Oh,
And
wow.
Donald Trump, the president, said, "We're not paying that. That's
Yeah.
too much." Do you know he ended up getting it for 1.7 billion? And
Wild.
then he went on to say, he says, "I've been in construction and building all my life.
Hmm.
When these guys send me a bill," he said, "I take that as a negotiating position." And he says, "These government agencies just pay it."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's the same in New Zealand, man.
And he said that the Elon Musk and he are finding out all these padded costs because it used to be a joke, didn't it? Oh, well, it's a
Yeah.
government job, you know,
We'll crank it up by 30%.
and be a bit
Yeah.
lazy.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they're cranking it up not by 30%, they're doubling it here.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
And
I don't know, man. I just want to advocate for transparent spending. So when we lodge these Legima requests, Rodney,
Now,
They, you know, they never.
just for anyone listening, that's a official information request that is
Yep,
to a council. It's called a legima. It's like a OIA, but to a council. Yep.
yep, correct. We lodge that. They very rarely get it back within the legal 20 days. And then they'll send us as little information as possible. They never send us a full working spreadsheet, and then they never attach the plan, so I can't price apples with apples. Because it's all well and good me having a series of costs, but what am I putting that against? You
And
know,
of course, um, they can cite commercial sensitivity. Do
that's
they?
what they say all the time. I think that's a scam as
Of
well.
course it is.
So
Of
I
course it
try
is.
and call them out.
Do
Mm,
you think we don't know? But it seems to me now that we have obviously real corruption because there have been cases of councils and transport where money has changed hands
yeah,
between, and of course, the culture in New Zealand has changed, particularly with immigration. Not picking on immigrants, but it's a fact that there'll be cultures in the council now that have grown up in a world of graft.
yeah,
And then also, what I observed a lot of was a sort of soft corruption
yeah, yeah, yeah.
where, oh, where it's a small country. Oh, I know David. He's a great guy. I'll tell him about, or
Yeah,
he got me the tickets to the rugby, or they put on a big
yeah, yeah, yeah.
party, right?
Boys Club, Boys Club.
Boys
That's what they
club.
call it.
Yeah, a boys'
Yeah,
club where it's actually a soft corruption where you couldn't necessarily point to money changing hands, but it's about
yeah,
people getting to a favored position with
yeah.
civil servants and politicians. And then I notice they go back to the same companies, usually
Yeah.
big ones, and the same people over and over and over again. And you think that's not possible because you'd expect a
Hey,
young person to be coming along and be beating these old farts.
yeah, it's yeah. I'm all for that kind of stuff in the private sector. Like I never wanted to use different subbies because I knew
Yeah,
I could trust them. They
yeah.
would scratch my back, I'd scratch theirs. They'd go there late on a Friday and fix something. But I think when it's a open government funded project, it's got to be easier for competition. It needs to be more cutthroat on like costs.
Well,
And
there's
I'm
a
all
big there's a big difference with you because when you're pricing a job, it's a commercial job, and the person that's paying for it is paying for it out of their money they've borrowed, or their investors' money, or their shareholders'
correct,
money. And if they
correct.
don't make a profit, they are
Yeah.
toast. When it comes to a
I've
government, a council, politicians, and bureaucrats, they sit there with your hand in our pocket. They can take any amount of money out of our pocket they like, and if they can't take enough out of our pocket, they will print it, they will borrow it. They have no budget constraint and no bottom line.
yeah.
None.
There's no accountability to make a profit because they know they can just go and get
No,
more
no,
money. They'll
none.
still get their salary. And that's why I'm tagging that's why I'm tagging these people and calling out these dipshit project managers that are supposedly meant to be project managing these certain projects, yet they run over budget. And I'm like, have you been fired yet? No.
Mm,
Well, you wouldn't last in our world because if I get 5 negative Google reviews on my building business, I'm screwed.
mm,
I ain't getting another job.
mm. Tell me, when you do a budget for a commercial job, a big one, you know, not ma and pa, but a big one, and not one stone has been turned, and you say this job's going to cost 3 million,
Mm.
and you get a third of the way into it, and you say, oh, it's now going to cost five. What happens then?
Yeah.
Does it work like that?
Depends on the job, depends on variations, depends on
You'd
scope of
have to
works,
have a
depends.
reason for the 2 million, right?
Yeah, you can't just go in and say I need another 2 mil. Yep, happy days, no stress. You got to
What I
justify it.
notice with a government job is it goes like this. Oh, we're going to build a new hospital roundabout steps.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah. What's it going to cost? Oh, not much. And you look at it and you say, oh, yeah, that's not bad. right? And you sign off it, and then the bureaucrats and that, oh, great, we've got approval. Oh, yeah, but it's going to cost. Yeah, yeah, we'll tell them later. And then every year, the cost of it goes up. But
Yeah.
they've got you. You're in, and so you keep
Mm.
signing it. So these cost overruns. Another thing I noticed in government, I was involved in building some schools, and I noticed they always want to change it.
Change the plans, the
Yeah,
school.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we need more of this or we need less of that because the bureaucrat's sitting there, what they're like. And I used to have to go and then say, you're changing nothing because the contractors would come to me and they'd say, you got no idea. Like the cost of putting that in now
Mm.
is huge. You say, look,
Yeah.
you agreed to the plan is being built. Give me a good reason if
Yeah.
you want to change anything. And so the cost overruns in government are like three or fourfold.
Yeah, it's mental, and it just hurts you when you pay tax, but you know that you've got some incompetent people in charge of your money. That's what hurts the most. I'm all for, yeah, I think everyone's happy paying tax if their money's being used appropriately and wisely, but you can see
Mm.
how people would be fed up when it's just been wasted. And then you go and research the background of all these people, like this guy Darren Toy in charge of these houses. No prior business experience, not a builder, not a quantity surveyor, done nothing in the game. Why is he in charge of project managing these? Like, please tell me why.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's good fun. So it's a can of worms at the moment, and it's
Are
easy
you a
marketing for our
little?
business.
How old are you?
Oh, old enough.
No, you're not.
32.
Look at you. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. Your grandfather will be so proud of you in heaven. You are amazing. Seriously
Yeah, thanks,
amazing.
mate.
To do the
Yeah,
business.
appreciate it. Yeah.
No, no. I take my hat off to you. I've got it off already because I've got my headphones on. But that is amazing. Now, are you a little scared?
Nah, not scared, mate. Scared of what?
Well, shake. Someone will approach you at some stage
Yeah,
and they'll say, Dave,
I
hey,
know that.
David, you're upsetting people and it's just going to get harder for you and it's going to get harder for, I've had this my whole life, harder for your business. And look, we all want to get along. And why don't you just come into a meeting and we'll talk it all through?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You'll get
Yeah,
that.
I know that might be on the horizon for sure.
And then they'll say, look, we want to work with you. You're doing such a great job and you're so good at this. We'd like to employ you.
Mm,
And
nah,
it's,
I can't work for someone. I like doing
no,
my
no,
own
no,
thing,
no,
man.
employ your business, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I know where you're going. Carry on.
And then you'll find out that you're getting quite good business from a council or a government or even a non government organization.
Yeah,
And that's how it goes in New Zealand. And then they say,
yeah.
if you shake this tree, you'll lose this business. That's why what you're doing doesn't happen in
Mm,
New Zealand. You know why? Everyone else is a coward.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
They're cowards. That's
yeah,
how the rot has got away with in New Zealand. We used to be a country, in my view, of courageous men and women. And we've become a bunch of cowards who, when threatened with a little bit of discomfort or losing our job or losing a little bit of our business, we will hang our heads in shame and nod and go along with it. Everywhere
yeah,
I
yeah,
look,
yeah,
from teachers through board, through principals, through construction, through
yeah.
politics. And what I'm loving about the Trump administration is not just what they're doing and the insights, but the sheer courage of
Yeah,
standing
yeah, yeah.
up and taking it on. And you've got that, David. And
It's good, eh?
the great thing? Courage is contagious.
Yeah,
You standing up, please never give in because I promise you it'll work out. And you standing up will make other people braver.
yeah.
Like the man that rang you
Mm,
to tell you, and there'll be a councillor, there'll be an MP, There'll be a civil servant. There'll be a subcontractor getting brave. There'll be quantity surveyors out there seeing jobs, getting brave, and the whistle starts to get blown. And you will do in the long run so much the better, particularly with building up your following,
Yeah.
that you will do far better than if you went. Plus, you'll be able to live with yourself
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I
and your
appreciate these words.
grandfather's memory
Yeah, yeah. That's it.
because he
No,
wouldn't have
I've
gone
got
along
nothing
with
to
the job.
lose.
Nothing to
I
lose.
got
No,
nothing,
absolutely. I'm
nothing to
I'm
lose.
always like that. Nothing to lose. If you see something that's so wrong, and there are
Yeah.
mums and dads struggling to pay for school uniforms and school fees
Mm,
because they're being pillaged by these councils and the government.
yeah. It's really
Absolutely
bad, eh?
pillaged.
I always question even just my rates bills now. I got a couple properties in Wanganui. When the rates go up, I say I want a breakdown of these costs and I want to see a justification of why they've gone up, and I won't pay my rates until I get that.
Good
And then
for
they
you.
hit me with a penalty and an interest, and I said, I waited about 4 months. I said, oh, you still haven't sent me the reasoning why the rates went up, and then they sent some shit, and I said, cool, I'm happy to pay the rates now, but you can remove all the interest and penalties, and they just folded straight away and said all good.
Just to
So
get
I
rid
just
of
don't
that
really
issue. Mm,
I just don't really believe in those kind of rules because if they're happy to fall over that quickly, I'm like, it's illegal if you're charging all these other people if you just folded to me just because I asked nicely, you know?
that's right. That's right.
So yeah, I just find it funny. I
Tell
just
me
want to try and
again.
get more
Sorry.
I just want to get more people to jump on the bandwagon. So
Yes.
yeah,
Now
buy
tell me again how we follow you. I'm going to look it up.
depends what platform you're on.
Oh,
If you're on
I don't do Instagram. I'm
okay,
not a Facebooker. I'm an X man.
X-Man. Okay, so on X we are D
Yeah.
Baker NZ.
Well, I never post on X. I just follow everyone.
Yeah, good. If you're on
D
TikTok and
Baker NZ.
Instagram,
I got you. I got you with your red hat on.
yeah,
Oh, and it's great because it says something me sideways. About to do a hit piece on Gisborne Council.
yeah,
Something
that's it.
bad. Me look. $10,000 to actually build the speed bump. Up to 150K in BS management plus design costs. We're getting fleeced. Wow,
Yeah,
that's pin post. This is by far our largest estimate project with a 250% plus markup. Thoughts? Wow. Wow. That's amazing. Oh,
yeah,
we've
it's
got to
good.
get what's your biggest following platforms? TikTok, Instagram, or
Yeah, Instagram and TikTok combined. Yeah, the Instagram would be our best ones.
okay.
We're just doing work for the builder, the general one to two man gang builder. That's who we're sort of doing our fighting for building for quantity surveying, and then
So
now,
how do I
yeah,
find you on Instagram?
Rapid QS,
Okay. And how do I find you on TikTok?
Rapid QS.
How interesting. I've always thought they were for kids and never gone on. I thought
Man,
sophisticated people were on it.
I thought so as well. But when I posted a video and it got 500,000 views and I generated about 30 grand worth of business, I knew it was the real deal.
I'm going to go on TikTok and Instagram and follow you.
Good man. Now that's what we're doing, Rodney. We're not stopping. We're trying to do, we're trying to make sure that we're doing daily uploads, whether it's something that we find out through the source or through the comments. And we're heavily using AI and ChatGPT now to scan and find articles and find information. So yeah,
No
we
way
just
you
want to put
are the Doge.
absolutely 100%.
Okay, David.
That's what
Can you come back on our show?
absolutely. When do you want me?
Well, you work out when you got we've got the overview. You work out when you've got a
Cool.
couple of stories to tell us.
Cool. I'll tell you what, when I'm next down for our next podcast in Queenstown, we'll do one in person, eh? How does that sound?
Perfect. We've got a studio.
Yeah,
Done deal.
perfect.
David, I salute you, sir.
Thank you very much, Rodney.
I'm very, very proud to have interviewed you. I feel very blessed that you're in our great country.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. And thanks
Do
for having me
do
on.
do well in the UK and make
Easy.
lots of money.
I will. I will, mate. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. And we'll talk soon, Rodney.
Take care.